Hi, this is Mike, and welcome back to 5 Minutes of Fantasy Sports. The Sunday games of Week 12 are close at hand here. So, I wanted to talk about my team first and then maybe give you some ideas for waiver wires that you can use from the other teams as well. So, looking at my team here, I got a couple questionable guys. One of them is Damian Harris, the other one is Cordarrelle Patterson. So, on my bench right now, I have Jeff Wilson ready to plug in for Damian Harris if need be. I prefer to start Damian Harris, but Jeff Wilson should be a good substitute if I have to use someone. And then also Cordarrelle Patterson. I have Antonio Brown already out, so that's no fun. But I could plug in either Kendrick Bourne or I could plug in Marquez Valdez Scantling. I picked him up off of waivers at the start of the week. So those are two guys that are not heavily owned. So if you're looking for some receiver depth for this week, I'd suggest adding either one of them. I'm thinking that the Rams are going to probably blanket cover Devontae Adams. So Marquez Valdez Scantling should be able to get some open looks. And he actually got 10 targets last week. He only caught 4 passes, but one of them was a long bomb. So if that trend continues, which it may not, but if it does, that'll help him get a little more points. So anyway, just taking a look at what you might need if you're at the quarterback position. Player I would recommend if he's not taken is Tyrod Taylor. He's going to be going up against the Jets defense, which is not much of a defense so far in the year. So if you can pick him up with waivers, if he's not claimed already, I'd suggest taking a look at him. Speaking of the running back position, I would stick with the Houston and the Jets game. And I would suggest taking a look at Rex Burkhead. He might emerge as the back in Houston. It's really a running back by committee. I'll pull up Houston here on the screen. This is a nice little thing to use, by the way, a nice tool. If you go to the Players tab on the website and then you click on where it says All Available Players, you can go down to the team. So if you click on Houston and click Filter, it'll show you all of Houston's players. So Tyrod Taylor in my league is taken. David Johnson is taken. But as far as running backs, Rex Burkhead is available. Royce Freeman, who I don't know if he's playing much, if at all. But it's looking like Rex has the potential to get quite a few looks. So I'm recommending him. He had 18 attempts last week against Tennessee, and Tennessee run defense is a lot tougher than is the run defense of the Jets. So it actually says right here, New York has given up the most fantasy points to running backs this season. So I would recommend him for sure. If you're desperate for a receiver, I don't know if I'd recommend Chris Conley or Chris Moore. Probably Chris Conley if I had to. Brandon Cooks is the only one worth owning, and he's not exactly a standout. But he might be better. If you look at when he had Tyrod Taylor, he's probably taken in your league because he's 92% owned. But when he had Tyrod Taylor, he was actually pretty good. Last week they didn't really connect yet, so I would look this week for Brandon Cooks to make some connections with Tyrod Taylor. The other team I want to highlight is Tennessee. And if you go to Tennessee, you'll see when you look at the players, Derrick Henry's on IR, A.J. Brown is out, Julio Jones is on IR, Jeremy McNichols is out. Really, Tennessee is down to Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. I hope I said that right. Ryan Tannehill, he's going to be the quarterback, so he might be worth a stream if you can pick up a quarterback. But who he's going to throw to is, anyone's guess. So the ads here would be the running backs. Adrian Peterson got cut, so someone already picked up Deontay Foreman. He may be the guy to go to, but Dontrell Hilliard might be another guy to pick up as well. So it says Dontrell Hilliard took over the passing role normally occupied by Jeremy McNichols. So I'd take one of them as a flyer, if you're desperate. Their game does start at 10 on Sunday, but they're a running back that you could take a look at. So I'd recommend that. I'd also go to the New York Jets, and we'll take a look at their players. Ty Johnson is available. You're looking at Michael Carter being out. Elijah Moore, Corey Davis might be taken in your leagues. They're decent receiver options. Crowder's available. Ty Johnson's available. And Zach Wilson, it looks like, is going to be out here. So whether or not they're worth picking up, I don't know. It's up to you. But Houston does give up some points, so you might want to consider one of those two teams. And as far as tight end goes, there's really not a lot to recommend here. What I would suggest is the guy on Pittsburgh with the name I always forget. Let me see if I can find him. He's probably taken because he's got quite a few good games under his belt. Freiermuth, that's the guy there. Pat Freiermuth. If he's not taken in your league, he's 61% rostered, but he's been getting a lot of targets. You can see 7, 6, 9, 7. I read a stat the other day that he has more red zone targets over the last 4 weeks than any tight end has all year. So that sounds like a good sign, you know. It sounds like Ben's looking for him in the red zone, which is going to lead to some touchdowns. So I'd recommend him. Cole Kmet. He's someone that people are picking up. He had a good game on Sunday. He won't help you week 12, but maybe moving forward. He had a good game on Thanksgiving. But yeah, really, tight end is kind of a tough position if you don't have one of the top guys this year. So anyway, I think that's been 5 minutes. Wow, time flies when you're talking fantasy. Those are my recommendations for this week. If you're desperate at a position, hopefully I covered everything. Kickers, defense, you're kind of on your own for those. It's not that tough, but you can probably find someone pretty easily. Most kickers are just going to be it's hit or miss sometimes with the kicker. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope everyone's matchup goes well on Sunday. I'll record an episode for Sunday and get it out to you guys after the games probably. So hope everything goes well. Have a good fantasy day, and I'll talk to everyone tomorrow.